thinking about doing that.
I don't listen to podcasts.
Well, guys, this is Ruckus IV and Friends. I'm Ruckus IV. We're going to get straight to it. This is Gazzy B.
Yo.
This is Poetic Princess.
Hello.
And this is Jessica.
Hey.
And we're going to cover... Hi.
Hello.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
It's almost like you have to say it afterwards.
Yeah, you have to.
It's like mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we changed things up just a tad. Not too much, but what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 10-minute segments. First, we're going to start with a question that we received from...
Maria. This is from one of my friends, Maria. And she had a really good question that she actually sent me a list of questions, so I chose one from it. And she said, name something that you are proud of, but never get the chance to tell people about.
Oh, man.
Wow. And I was like, well, that's a profound question, right?
Okay, something that we're proud of, but
you
never
get
have
to,
the chance to get it out there?
Mm-hmm. Or you've never really talked about it.
What would be an example of that? I would need an example.
How about you go first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first.
I'll use yours as an example.
Okay. I think I'm proud that I am married and I have like a really good person, and I never really talk about it. I don't like how we have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, you guys have a great relationship.
And that's something I'm proud of because not everybody has it, especially like we've been married for 7 years next year.
Wow.
Yeah, right? And we got
long. Kidding.
Yeah, and like
You got that 7 year
after ridiculous. And after 3 months we were married. Like we met and then 3 months later we were married, and then 7 years.
That's a really unusual. Yeah, because people either they move in and they live together for like years and
it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out, yeah.
But I'm proud of that we have that relationship and that it's lasted, I think, pretty long for the amount of time that we were dating.
So that's a pride that you have that you don't really get a chance to share with.
Yeah, I don't talk about it ever. Yeah.
Mm. So the question. So you think she's thinking, okay, something.
I think it could be anything that you're proud of, like maybe
something that you've done.
Yeah, something you've done, something you can do that you never really talk about.
I'm gonna need some time to think about this one. Who
Yeah,
wants to go next?
I don't have anything.
Gazzy?
Swimming.
I kind of have
Some
one, I
people can't
guess.
swim.
So about how many years ago was this?
Saving someone's life.
I didn't save anyone's life.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's.
I was like, that was an interesting story. Let's go ahead. Let's dive right into that. How did you save their lives?
No, I would say it's probably back in 2006 or 7.
Okay.
My god sister and I, we actually hosted we were doing like a open mic night thing that we were doing. So we were like hosting it. So we had like a spot that she was working at out in Metro West, Orlando. So we had DJ Caesar from 102 Jams. He was, is it 102 Jams? What's that station? No, 94.5 now, but he used to be on a different station. But anyway, so yeah, we did it for a couple of weeks. We had like spoken word poetry. And so we hosted it. That was something I really wanted to do. And we only got to do a couple times, but it's something I'm proud of, something I can say I did. At least I tried. So that's something I think I'm
proud of that you don't
I'm proud
really
of
get a chance to
I'm
talk
proud
about
of something because it's something I wanted to do, and I'm glad I at least attempted it and saw it through to at least. And then it stopped for reasons out of our hands. I don't want to get into that, but if everything had it, we would have kept on going. But it was out of our control.
Okay.
But I'm glad I attempted it though. So that's something I'm proud of.
Okay. Jessica, do you have one?
I just don't know.
I've got 2.
It's a tough one for me.
In my head, and some of you guys are actually kind of familiar with the scenario because we're friends and we talk about these things. So, there's 2 things that I'm proud of that I don't get a chance to really talk about. One, it's just because it's been a while and not a lot of people really know this anymore, except for my previous friends, like not my previous friends, current friends, but long-term friends. And now that would be, when I ran a car club, but also did a car show. I used to set up events all the time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like
See, nobody even knew.
I knew.
There's a lot of things.
I would have totally been there.
I've seen
Yeah.
this.
I would have
You're
pulled up
the
in my Honda
long-term
Civic.
friend.
Okay, so like for
10
example,
years.
this one of the things I could give you an example of, so because the car show was like the grand finale of things that I was doing on a regular, which for example, there was a location here in Florida that they had a car meet all the time. Like I think it was
In the land?
No, Orange City.
Okay.
Like that area. But they, which is completely new territory to me because I used to live in other areas or way around that. So,
Right.
But they had that car meet and it was so boring. There was nothing going on. So I took it upon myself because I had extremely loud speakers in my car. I had two 15-inch subwoofers, audio bonds, by the way. They were 12.
Oh, audio bonds are nice.
Oh, they were amazing. In the back of a Neon, guys.
Yeah.
No rattle. All right.
You'll have to post a picture of your shoot
Yeah.
picture up there of your car.
Well, and by the way, guys, it's on my Instagram. I showed a picture of the car on my Instagram.
Really?
So if you want to scroll through my gallery, there is a car picture of the Neon on there. I called it the Tetra for a while, but if you look at the color scheme, it's a two-tone paint job. But what happened was that there was such a boring car meet, and I was asking everybody, everybody was separated. It was so weird, like this big, ginormous parking lot. Everyone was separated, and nobody was really interacting with each other. Says, we can't have this. This is stupid. Like, why is, this is ridiculous. This is a car meet. We're supposed to be like Fast and Furious craziness. Everyone's showing off their
Right.
cars and having fun, sharing stuff, So what I did was I went to the store one day and I bought a bunch of linoleum, and I grabbed the biggest linoleum that I could find. And of the day that I was going to go to that car meet, I washed up the car, shoved the linoleum in the back of the car, which barely fit, and took it out there. And when I got there, I said, listen, guys, I need you to do me a favor. I want you guys to pull all of your cars together facing each other and create a big circle and put the headlights on. And they said, okay. So they actually trusted me. These guys didn't know me at all. Now, mind you, there's still a group. There was another group on the other side of the parking lot that just kind of sat there, like they were so isolated.
Right.
And there was no beef or anything. It was just a weird thing. So everyone put their cars around each other. I had a couple of my buddies in the car club. Booby and another buddy of mine who passed away, God bless his soul. But, we set up everything, and then I put the linoleum down, and I immediately started to blast the music from my car. And it turned into an instant dance floor. And everybody was having a blast. So then what do you think happens? People got phones. They start calling friends like, hey, you might want to relocate your car meets that are in the other areas and come on over here. And then the people that were on the other side of the parking lot came by and started hanging out. And then, boom, it just kind of grew from there. And, little by little, I ended
Look
up
at you,
doing
you little trendsetter.
I wasn't trying to. I'm one of those people. I love to make a difference in as much as I can for other people. So if I can make something more meaningful for somebody else, that's what my goal is. And so that's what I take pride in. And I guess that's where it leads to my YouTube channel and everything else. Like literally, that is why I do what I do with production. I just want to create things that are far more meaningful for other people. And that's why it goes to that. But let's not get anywhere further with that. We can go to the next person.
I still have nothing.
Nothing at all? Nothing that you're proud of? Oh, okay. No feats? No things that you've accomplished that you've never really talked about with anybody?
No.
Like
you could do crazy cartwhells in the office.
Like paying off
I'm
a car.
proud of that.
Like paying off a car,
Oh, yeah,
something
you
big,
paid off your car
You never really you
fast.
think about it, like there's different things that you can apply.
That's not
to
really
that.
something
I'm
to
proud
pay
of
off
it.
your car. It's like,
That's-
you can
yeah,
be
that
proud of
is-
it.
Yeah,
but
that's something.
That's
but
a big deal for
something
some people.
do.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't a big deal because
Big
that's
deal for me.
You want to pay hours on her?
life. That's just part of what you do in life. You pay things off.
Unfortunately.
Some people. I mean, there are those that don't, really care for it.
Okay, so you don't have anything that you're, and I can understand that's a very hard thing.
How about cartwheels?
No.
Those are some good
Cartwheels.
cartwheels
Why
you
would I
do.
be
Did
proud
you
of a
see me do
cartwheel?
cartwheels in the
You know what?
office?
I'm gonna call you out on this one.
What?
You're a good singer, and you don't talk about it with anybody.
No.
And you have,
Sing,
I mean,
sing,
you
sing,
know darn
sing,
well you're proud of
sing,
your ability to sing, but you
sing,
keep that to
sing,
yourself.
Sing.
No, I
sing,
don't.
Sing.
No,
sing.
she doesn't like being on the spot. So I'm gonna give her that. Like, no,
Don't sing. Don't
Yeah,
sing.
yeah.
Don't sing.
Reverse
Don't sing.
psychology all the way. Go for
Yeah,
it.
we'll just stop recording.
Yeah, it's not recording at all. I promise you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that
there's
is
really
true. You
not.
have a good voice.
She's a beautiful.
You should
She
be
was just
proud of
singing
it.
a second ago, but she was
Yeah.
off camera. She will not do it on the spot. She will not. But that's
I was
something.
singing the Golden Girls.
Everybody loves
Yeah,
the
but the
Golden
way you
Girls.
sing is amazing. You have a beautiful voice.
That's true.
Rose will be proud.
And so would Blanche.
Well, it's not something that I'm proud of that I don't talk about. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you don't talk about it.
You're just not proud about it.
I'm
I
a
guess.
loser.
Nah, no, not at all. She's I would say, like, in my opinion, I think you're cheating yourself of the pride you could have, because you've got a lot of talent. You've got a lot of good work ethics and things. Like all the things you tell me about at your job,
and,
you know,
and like especially at your job, like how you were able to just like take over when so many things happened, changed. Like you did an amazing job, like with the transition.
I didn't.
I think okay.
Like you might have been a little stressed out. I'm gonna be honest, but like the fact that I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Do you want to finish a little bit of that?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
But the fact that you were able to do it and keep it going, like not like it could have like all stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing could have just fell apart, and it didn't because you were there.
Yep.
And I think you should be proud of that.
But I'm falling apart.
My insides are crying right now.
I'm so broken.
So but that's okay. You work on solidifying the pieces later on. You put them together and then, gorilla glue them. They might not swivel, but at least it's going to work.
It's functional.
Yeah, it's functional. That's all that matters. If you guys
They
are wondering,
work. I love them.
If you guys are wondering what we're talking about, Poetic Princess has her headset, and
broke her headset yesterday.
It fell on the ground. I don't know what happened. It fell on the ground.
And she's like, I can't fix it. Will you fix it?
she asked Jessica.
I'm like,
if she
what
could
do you
fix
want
it.
me to do with this thing? It's broke. No, it's not. I can't get that to snap in. And then she disappears. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get some Gorilla Glue.
Mm-hmm. And now it works.
And that's it.
And here it is.
Yep, you're working.
Look at that.
All right, so let's go for the next topic. Jessica, you have this topic, correct?
I do.
Okay, this one is a topic we don't know, correct? None of us have been told this one, so we're going kind of back to the old school way of how we've been doing this podcast.
Taking it back to the old.
So we're going to put 10 minutes on, or 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes on the clock and go.
Just recently, a couple months ago, got a new tattoo. I can understand. I see where you're coming from. But for Chad and Tanisha, how do you feel about people with tattoos? And I'll explain why I'm asking that question.
You want a before and after?
No, yeah.
I feel very differently now than I used to. I used to be very hypocritical about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was very judgmental. I used to be extremely judgmental about it.
Really?
Yes. I was so hard on people that got tattoos. I thought it was silly. I thought that people just unnecessarily got stuff like that just because they were trying to validate themselves all the time, that they just couldn't handle certain things. And, like they were just making up reasons to get it. And I used to think that. And over time, even with an ex-girlfriend, like I had a really tough time because she had tattoos and everything. And that really complicated the relationship because she felt judged by me all the time, and rightfully so. And it took me a while in that relationship to realize that I was wrong, And it sucks even worse because a buddy of mine, one of my really close friends, his name's Christian. He has tattoos all over the place. Mm-hmm. Now, he didn't used to, but eventually he did. And I don't look at him any different for it, and I know that he gets them for specific reasons, things that I wouldn't personally do, but I just had to learn to separate that and stop. For some reason, I think underlying deep down inside me, I think I was threatened by it. I think there was some form of not
basic stereotyping.
I was stereotyping, and I was judging because of it. But I think there was some kind of underlying threat as well, with people like that. For some reason, they were doing things like that. But I thought about it, it's like, how stupid of me to be thinking this way. It's so dumb with all the stuff that I'm into.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous, especially with car clubs and things like that. Hooking up a car, spending all this money. It's like there's so many different things that's what I said. I was a complete hypocrite when it came down to it, but it took some hard lessons for me to realize that I shouldn't be stereotyping people because they wear tattoos or that they put permanent mark on their body. But that was also a personal thing on a spiritual level for me because I'm a Christian, I believe in God and all that. So that made it. I was kind of walking in a weird place there too, trying to figure out, how do I
treat your body as a temple and such, and
treat your body as a temple, but as imperfect of a person as I am, I have no right to judge anybody for that. And if anything, people who have tattoos and everything now, I appreciate the fact that they do what they do for themselves. So that is how I feel about it now. I think that if someone tells me, hey, I'm going to get a tattoo, okay, so you're going to get a tattoo. I don't judge anything about it. I don't think, you're a bigger sinner or anything like that in the case of the, my belief system or anything like that either. So,
Meanwhile, he helps me Photoshop my next tattoo.
Basically.
He created your next tattoo.
Yeah. Hey, Chai, I need your help with a tattoo. All over it. I got it. So that's where I'm at now, but I don't judge anybody for it. And I think that it's quite all right to do what you want to do for yourself.
Tanisha?
I hate tattoos.
Hate them.
What?
I hate people with them. No, I'm just kidding.
She's fibbing.
I'm just kidding. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any, but it doesn't bother. Like, if you look at him, he has what, like 7? What do you have, 7?
Yeah, I think
I
7
feel like
or
he
8.
has 7. And, yeah, it really doesn't bother me. Like, that's your body. You do what you want with it.
Basically.
Like,
Well,
what
you
am
just
I
told
gonna
me
do?
yesterday, though,
I
that
do
you
want one.
want to get one.
I do want one, but if I can't figure out a place to put it,
Put it on your hip.
I don't want to put it. I want it to be somewhere like where I can see it often.
I told her she should put it like on her upper arm or something. But
You know, I asked your upper arm. You said it wasn't a good idea for
no,
it to
no,
go
you
there.
said your back, and I said
Oh,
no,
yeah, I
your
did
upper
say that.
arm.
Forehead.
See, okay, now getting to that, I'm glad you brought that up. So I have no problem. I love tattoos, but
Obviously.
I think when you get it on your face,
That's
Okay.
a little much for me,
that's
too.
crazy. To me, that's just kind of stupid because you're preventing yourself. Because although tattoos now are in most workplaces are acceptable, you can't be stupid about it and put it on your face. No job is going to want to hire you. You still have to present yourself, And I think putting tattoos on your face is just it's
Judgment call.
I'm judging.
No. I think it's a judgment call on them too, though.
Oh yeah.
And that's actually something. But here's the thing: is it really? I mean, yes or no. It depends on what they're. No matter what, I think when a person does something like that, they just need to have some kind of responsibility in their mind. Like, hey, look, I know more than likely I'm barely even going to get a job at McDonald's if I do this. So,
And a lot of the times the people that do have those type of tattoos, they do them when they're young,
yep, when it's too late.
and they do them in
They did, yeah.
they do them in like somebody's garage.
Oh yeah.
So it's not a professional. Oh, it's their buddy. Hey, you want to? Let's do this.
Get FU on your eyebrows.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, for me, and the reason I asked, like I said, I would bring it back up. The last job that I worked, we would go out back and we would commingle with another company that worked across the way. Well, the guy came over, and I think I had just gotten another new one. And this guy came over and was like, I would never get tattoos. I think they're disgusting. I don't care if I walked into a Subway and somebody had tattoos on their arms.
Why Subway?
I wouldn't. That's what he brought up. I don't know.
Like the sandwich place? Or
yeah, like the sandwich place.
Why so
He said if-
specific? I want to know what he's bringing up Subway for.
Because he's saying that if he were to walk into any type of...
Like,
He said, I can't even eat a sandwich here because of that tattoo.
yeah,
Yeah,
like out of
No,
all the
he
places,
said that.
he must have
said
had
if he walked in...
with Subway, they must be like squeaky clean.
Man, there
to
must
him.
have been-
like all these
somebody-
people got tattoos in this Subway. I hate this place.
Yeah. He don't know about that pub sub.
Sorry, I just had to.
Go ahead.
Publix.
That just stuck out. I gotta do.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's exactly what he said. Even if the person behind the counter was making the sandwich and they had tattoos, he would not let them make his sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're treating these people like they have a disease.
Right.
Exactly.
It's ink. It's
A lot
not
of-
going to
and
rub
I-
off on you.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of that it goes on the generational gap too. A lot of the older folks would probably feel that way. I think they have like a,
My grandfather was in his 70s and got a tattoo in World War II.
Yeah, I think those are different. I mean, a lot of the older folks who are old, like war veterans, a lot of them have
They have
tattoos.
tattoos, yeah.
But most of the other squeaky clean ones, are like, oh, they immediately stereotype you as being some kind of a thug, or you've been in jail, or
Exactly. It is a stereotype. And I think I look at it more as okay, your body is a temple, yes, but it's also your canvas. Whatever you choose to do on your body, it's your prerogative. Do I agree with a lot of things that people get? No.
It's very subjective.
Why would
Yeah.
you get that? But in most cases, tattoos tell a story of somebody's life. For one reason or another. Like my brother passed away. I have him on my shoulder. I carry him everywhere I go.
That's
So
nice.
there's,
Everyone creates meaning in different ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people need to, or some people find it comforting to be able to do it in a form of symbolism by marking their body and so on and so forth. I don't judge people for that. I totally get it.
and not to mention, the first time you get a tattoo, then it becomes an addiction.
Yeah. I almost got one, mind you. I almost did it.
What are you gonna get?
I was gonna get a dragon on my chest.
Oh, thank God you didn't.
Here's the thing: a buddy of mine did it, and his brother did it, and they did it on opposite sides of their chests, which was pretty cool. So I was gonna get one, and because I was obsessed with dragons, I loved dragons.
For some reason, I immediately thought of Cisco when he started telling the story about the dragons. But go ahead, I'm
I
sorry.
went to Game of Thrones.
So yeah, and eventually I was gonna even do Ruckus IV the tattoo somewhere. I was gonna do that, but then I was like, I had finally decided I don't need to. I have different ways of expressing my experiences and things without putting it on me personally. So I just decided not to at some point.
I put a lot of mine in areas that nobody, unless I specifically show it to you, you're not going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I don't know. I just felt like I was trying to make it more controversial.
What about that one?
Yeah.
That elbow tattoo.
Did you guys hear that? Nudge.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and to put it somewhere that
I don't even know what I just said there.
what are you nudging over there?
Okay, well, it is 1 minute and 5 seconds, and I think we kind of covered that pretty decent. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to?
For the people who have tattoos, what's your favorite tattoo that you have right now?
Mine
You
is
have
my,
a favorite.
mine is my newest one.
I love your newest one.
Yes.
What is it?
It's
Do you wanna share it?
It's a Day of the Dead.
Okay,
We
female.
can't see it unless you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I meant verbally.
Let's see it.
but it's Day of the Dead. I sat 5.5 hours for it. It was
Yeah,
a
that's
long,
crazy.
long process. Even the artist was like, "Dude, 5.5 hours. I've been drilling." And I was like, you know what? Because there was a little bit of touch color that still needed to go into it. And
Yeah.
he's like, "We can come back." Wait, I'm like, "Nope, just get it done." So I'm ready for the next one that's going to go on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm so ready for another tattoo. I can't wait.
They're addicting.
Do you have a
once
favorite
apart.
though? That was the question. Do you have one that you like the most? That means the most to you, or are they all kind of equal?
They're all kind of, well, I think the one that means the most is probably be my daughter's footprints. These are her
Okay.
preemie. So she had little tiny baby feet.
And this was at 3 months.
This is at 3 months.
Wow.
So she was super
Wow.
small.
Nope.
But my other one would be my arm here. It's a Japanese rising sun with a bonsai tree,
Okay.
and the roots of the tree have music notes. So
Okay.
yeah, that'll probably be that was my first big one. So
Do you want to show that to the camera?
show these guys.
Yeah. So show those guns.
Check out this tattoo.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so there we are. That's where we're at with tattoos. Now, my question is what you guys think, you, the audience, anybody that's listening to this podcast or watching it, what do you think about tattoos? Did you ever judge anybody for them? Did you ever not judge anybody for them? And what is your opinion about tattoos in general? Do you guys have any other questions for the audience, by any chance?
No, not at all.
Okay.
That was a great question for the audience.
All right. All right, so I'm Ruckus IIV. This is Ruckus IIV and Friends. You can find us on Instagram at Ruckus IIV and Friends. And you can also find us on Twitter and... Somebody just walked in the door. Hi.
Hi.
I'll just cut from there and we'll go back into it.
Hi.
Hey. Don't mind us.
Don't be shy now.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Continue.
Yeah, okay. What was that? What was
Twitter.
Twitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do have a Twitter. We have an Instagram, and we do have a Facebook. We try to keep up mostly on Instagram for right now. That's probably the more common one. So you can find that all on Ruckus IIV and Friends, and you can find my YouTube channel, Ruckus IIV, on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. If you guys want to check that stuff out. This is Gazzy B, Poetic Princess, and Jessica.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Namaste.
Yep, we still suck at it.
Goodbye, my friend.